It's never a waste of time to make time for the truth. A moment spent listening and paying attention to the truth can change your life. So let's take a moment for the truth. Psalms 119:73 says, "Your hands made me and fashioned me. Give me understanding so that I may learn your commandments." You may not realize it, but you influence others. We all do. Now, this could be good or ill. Now, I know that today we have a class of individuals who call themselves influencers. They do this by promoting and parading themselves on social media. The thing is, it's staged. People don't truly know if it's real. The real test of a real influencer is someone whose life has been tested in real and difficult circumstances. Well, that brings me to today's psalm. This psalm is the first of another section of 8 verses. And then in this section, the writer is speaking of some real life circumstances and how they came to influence him and others. Now, the writer is speaking in the context of affliction in verses 75 through 77 and being shamed by liars in verses 78 through 80. And we'll cover those in the days ahead. But before the writer enters into those sections, he lays down the reasons in his life reason his life is used by God before others. But unlike today's influencers, he points to God and not to himself as the source and foundation for any influence he may have. He starts by pointing to God. He says, "Your hands made me and fashioned me." He is pointing us to the artist and not the work. Though people may see us, we should always point them to the God who made us. We had nothing to do with our making. We are indeed fearfully and wonderfully made. Any gift you may possess comes from God. Everything about you has its source in the Maker. And so, on the basis of God as his Maker, the writer makes a request. He asks, "Give me understanding." Today we have so much knowledge, but so little understanding. I mean, science can describe the universe, but they can't tell us the why behind it. And so much of the mystery of life begs for the why. And the truth of the writer is pointing us is to that God is the why. He stands above all as the Maker. And whether God tells us the way, the why or not, he is. And when the difficulties come, our why must turn to the simple words of faith, "Thy will be done." He ends this verse with a purpose statement. He says, "So that I may learn your commandments." The word commandments can easily be translated instructions. And of all of the instructions that we need to learn, they can be summarized as a believer as faith and obedience. The only way anyone can get past the mystery of why and be able to say, "Thy will be done," is to trust and obey. That's what the old hymn said, you remember? Trust and obey, for there's no other way to be happy in Jesus but to trust and obey. No matter what's going on with you today, the words, "Thy will be done," are applicable. Trust him. Obey him. It only takes a moment, but it'll be a moment that will matter. Thanks for watching and listening to Truth Matters Moment. Also, don't forget to look for our weekly podcast called Truth Matters. It comes out every Wednesday. Catch you later.